So I've gone ahead and I've started gluing on the last few dreads here. This is the one of the two that hangs down vertically, and I've kind of had to tilt the head to the side just so I have the right angle to do it. I'm gonna have to let this one fully dry before I tilt it back to do the other side. You can kind of see I still got that middle one to do and the one on the other side. But this is where I'm at right now. This one was probably one of the messier ones I've done. I didn't do a great job of trimming it to that shape that I like, that sort of beaver tail, duck tail kind of a shape that I like here. The good news is that it's going to get, all of this is going to get covered up with just layering hair over the top of this. The big challenge with this one here is I didn't want his head getting too wide because of this big lump. So I was really pressing this one down, trying to make it kind of sit as flush as possible to the side of the mask. You can see right now, I can't get the camera back, it's quite far enough. Let's see. It's looking like a lot of dreads here. I got my camera plugged in, so it's hard to get way far back, but there's a whole lot of dreads right now. Right now there's 8 dreads on there. They're glued on. I'll be gluing on 9 and 10 here this weekend. But this particular dread, one of the more challenging to get on, and then the next one also, and then the last one will be that big giant one in the middle that gets glued on right here in this spot here, and I actually still have to make the dread for that. So I'm gonna hopefully make a video of making the dread before I glue that on. Anyway, I suppose I'm just gonna let this dry, glue on the other side, then I'm gonna layer hair on top, and then I'll probably start working on that dread for the top middle. So we'll move on to the next clip. All right, so I got both of those front dreads on. There's 9 dreads on this right now, and there's just the one left that's gonna go right about here in this spot right here. I'll step back so you can kind of see it. Obviously he's facing up towards the ceiling right now, so it's a little tough to get a view of how all those dreads are going to fall. But I'm probably going to do that this morning. I went ahead and I layered hair over those 2 dreads that I had done tonight that I glued down. But I think I'm going to let it all set, and then in the morning I'm going to wake up and put some heat on it and kind of shape it. You can kind of see how it's kind of puffing up there with that last layer. But I think that's going to sit down just fine. And then I'll get that last lump probably right about here after I put that last dread in, which I still need to make. And I'm hoping to make a video, as I mentioned before, hoping to make a video of how I make that dread, hopefully in its entirety. So this will be a wrap for this section of the video. I'll put on that last dread tomorrow, and then we will be done gluing on dreads, and I'll finish doing the glue hair and get it. My hope is that tomorrow I can get it to a point where I'm ready to punch hair on the mask. All right, so I went ahead and treated that overlay with heat there, and then I finished that last dread too, so I just need to get it glued on. But I wanted to show you guys just kind of the before I glue it on. I've got quite a bit glued on the face. I don't know if I'll get to it today or not. I was hoping to, but just one more dread to go. And it's really I don't know if there is a most important dread, but it's certainly one that's very visible and sits right on top of his head. So getting ready to glue that one on, but I wanted to show you guys kind of how it's all coming together before I glue on that dread. You can kind of see the side profile. He's got, I think, just the right amount of height, and it'll be even more, I guess, accurate after I get that last dread on and add the overlay on top of that dread. But overall, really happy with how it's looking. A couple little things I need to shore up. I don't even know if you can see them on camera, but I need to go back in and work this dread a little bit. There's some areas on it that you can see are really straight, so I just need to kind of work up that. We'll get the felting needle out, and there's maybe a couple areas on this one too, nothing major. And then I need to kind of put the beads on and see where they show up and then go in and do some trimming with thinning shears to make it so that they're visible. But again, I'm going to do that after I get that last dread on and get the overlay on. And then one of these dreads has been sealed with the steamer, and it is much more like flexible and has like a good natural motion to it. These other ones are still very stiff. They haven't been treated with the steam yet. I don't know what it is, but they loosen up with the steam a lot, and it makes them be able to, you know, sort of move like a dread should move. Whereas right now they're super kind of stiff. So anyway, just kind of making progress here, but I'm going to get that last dread glued on, and then I'll start working on those other things that I mentioned. All right, so I got that top dread glued on, and that's going to really conclude like this part of the video. The next part of the video, what I need to do is put some heat on these dreads to kind of loosen them up a little bit. And then I need to finish hairing around the beard. You can see I've drawn a line there. And then after I get the heat on the dreads, what I'm going to do is get the beads all on it. And then I kind of have to go in and sort of trim some of this long hair that's making it sort of blend in, to just basically just to expose the beads, similar to what I did with this one down here. But that's it. They're all on right now. This one, this top one that I just glued on is pretty stiff. So it needs some heat to kind of loosen it up. And then also the beads will make it sit a little taller as well. The beads will probably make it sit like about like that, about like that would be my guess. But anyway, really happy with how it's looking so far. I didn't get quite as far as I wanted to this weekend, just because I was really wanting to get the whole beard done and get it ready for punching. But it's looking really good, and once I get the beard on, I think it's just going to start looking even better and better as I go along. Right now the back looks pretty cool, just because there's all this stuff hanging off of it. It definitely is a heavier mask, but I think it's lighter than I anticipated, at least up to this point, which is saying something, because I definitely expected it to be heavy. The dreads alone is, you know, it was 60 ounces of hair. Now it didn't translate to 60 ounces of hair because some of it gets cut off and I lose some when I'm blending and all of that stuff, but it's still pretty darn big. Right now he's wanting to kind of rock back just because of the weight of the dreads, so I need to figure out a way to keep him on, you know, keep him on the mannequin straight. But anyway, this is going to conclude the gluing on the dreads portion of this, since all these dreads are glued on now. And now I'm going to move into putting the beads on and finishing up the beard.